sovereignty. The question about relationships with the United States has always been one simple question. Everything, as Raul Castro has said, and many of us have said over a period of time of the embargo for more than 50 years, is that we can talk about every single thing, everything's on the table, except one, our sovereignty. Our sovereignty, simple as that. We can discuss, there are many mutual things that we can discuss, but you not trample on who we are and our independent sense of ourselves. And countries don't have that. We find what has happened in countries, elected officials and elected governments around Latin America. We saw the election from the bottom up of people like Hugo Chavez or Correa or Evo Morales or Lula. All those elections were all victories for people's response and being their sense of citizenship and the importance. But they've all been undermined over a period of time. Every single one of those countries have had it undermined. So the question, I think, around the world, and particularly in Africa, and I've followed what is happening in Africa, for most of my life, over 50 years. Whether it's when I bought my first Mary McCabe album when I was about 19 years old, and so on, and followed the struggles in Africa. As a student, we were protesting apartheid as far back as 1968 and 1969. My involvement with the African Liberation Support Committee in the early 70s, mid-70s. In fact, my theatrical background, clearly, the force of my theatrical background is the work of Adolphe Fugard, the great South African playwright. I was on Broadway here, whatnot, in 1979. I was on Broadway with Master Harold Du Bois in 1982. So it's just my sense of that, the importance of the moment is, as we always say, in terms of it, Paul Robeson said, each generation makes its own history and is defined by the history that they make.
Right, and speaking of history, one of the most powerful moments in the film was the assassination of Lumumba, right? And that moment when he spoke up in power and spoke from the heart and spoke truth, really, but it was threatening, and it cost him his life.